Hello and welcome to another Imperator Invictus dev diary. Today we're going to be looking at the Mauryan collapse, but I just wanted to point out that if you get to the end of this video and you're like, oh, Invictus looks like a great time, well, for starters, the latest update for Invictus is out and it's looking great and you can play it. There is a link in the description to Steam. And also, I'm currently streaming some Imperator Invictus and I'm continuing my Judea campaign over there. So maybe head on over and check that out as well. It could be a good time. So yeah, we're going to be talking about the Mauryan collapse rework here. And it looks like a pretty interesting time. Maurya is a very strong power at the start of the game. So seeing them be a little bit taken down a peg as they were historically is very nice to see. So let's have a look at what we have here. Salvete! Today I'll be talking about the rework to Maurya and its collapse. Hello all, Dementive here with a look into the future of Maurya and India in Invictus. In vanilla, Maurya is an unstoppable monstrosity and regularly dominates India nearly every game with very little meaningful opposition. This is pretty boring and makes playing in and around India a nightmare, as you'll have the hulking Mauryan mass to worry about at all times. As a player, Maurya is debatably the most boring tag in the whole game because of how easy it is. It's like playing Ming in EU4, which is about as fun as watching paint dry. I would agree with most of that. I think playing in and around India, I mean, yes, it is boring in vanilla, don't get me wrong, but that's not because of Maurya. That is more to do with just being away from the interesting parts of the world and having only one real challenge in the game. Once Maurya is defeated, you've won, basically. That's GG. Let's move on, do a new campaign. Whereas in Europe, anywhere you're playing there, you've got your local power that you first need to destroy, and then you've maybe upgrade yourself to beating Carthage, or maybe upgrade yourself to beating one of the Diadochi, and then upgrade yourself to building against Rome or something like that, who's probably ballooned at this point. Whereas, yeah, with India, you've got one challenge and you beat them once, and it's a downhill spiral for them. They can't compete with you, and it's just dull. It's just dull. Hopefully this livens it up, so let's have a look at what happens here. To make Maurya more fun and gameplay more historically accurate, an event chain called Mauryan Collapse and multiple other Mauryan flavor events have been added. The events will essentially ensure that Ashoka eventually becomes the ruler of Maurya in roughly the way he did historically. Once Ashoka dies, the Mauryan Collapse event chain will begin. So Ashoka is dead. Big sad for that. It would give them some unrest. That's not a massive amount of unrest. That can be dealt with, not too much of a problem there. Loyalty of subject states can be a pain, but probably not. Loyalty of governors can be a pain. And then 20 stability, it sucks. Definitely sucks. So that's Mauryan collapse, but they also get Mauryan decline, which is something else. Maybe that is going to be shown somewhere else in this dev diary. So, the vanilla Mauryan decline heritage is now given through this event. Oh wow, okay, so you actually have the Mauryan decline heritage involved, which I believe makes your threshold for civil war like 1% or something ridiculously small like that. Okay, that's rough. About 2 years after this event fires, Maurya will get an event called Deccan Disunity, and the Satavahana dynasty and the Kalinga kingdom will declare independence. That's a whole lot of land, as you can see here. Our empire is in chaos. All of our holdings in South India have revolted. The Satavahana dynasty and the Kalingas have declared themselves independent. Oh boy. And they get some bonuses, manpower and morale and all that kind of stuff. The event can occur in a few ways. Kalinga and Satavahana might declare war on Maurya as soon as it fires, or Maurya might get an option to declare a truce or try to reconquest immediately. So, truce or try and reconquest to see how much of a good situation you are in as Maurya at the time. Additionally, they may not declare independence at all, or at the same time, but other times they will, giving the event a lot of variation from game to game. The next event in the chain is the Indo-Greek Coalition, which will fire approximately 2 to 4 years after the Deccan Disunity event. Oh boy. So the rebels in, what's that? Prachanda, something along those lines. Rough. A lot. Yeah, Arakosia, Capisis, Salvira, all of these, Kashmir as well, will declare war upon you, it looks like. That's rough. It is looking rough. Looking rough. Up to 5 Indo-Greek kings will declare themselves independent from Mauryan rule in the Punjab region and may temporarily ally with each other to fight off the Maurya. The Mauryan player will have the option to declare war and retake the lands immediately or establish a 10-year truce. Every time the event fires, the strength of the Indo-Greek coalition will vary from the last time, so this event can result in a variety of map states. Nice. The final event in the chain is the Shunga Rebellion. Historically, when the Shunga dynasty rebelled against Mauryan rule, they put an end to the Mauryan Empire and established their own dynasty that ruled in their place. If the Shunga Rebellion occurs, it is likely over for Maurya. It definitely looks that way. That's a very small Maurya. That's rough, and you can see that here. I've kind of got that image, just without the UI, up, and yeah, that's a thick Shunga rebellion. It's looking rough for Maurya for sure. So, Mauryan Collapse War Goal. A new war goal has been made that is available to all countries that border Maurya after the death of Ashoka. The AI and the player can and will declare war on Maurya with this war goal if they see them as weak. Alright, so what are the benefits of using this rather than like a claim, other than the fact that you might not have any claims, like you don't here. I wonder if it's going to be reduced aggressive expansion for taking land, or a reduced war score cost. That would suck. We do realize that this event chain is more historically railroaded than most events in the game. However, we felt it was necessary to have a big scripted disaster for Maurya to make gameplay as and around them interesting as possible. A lot of testing is still needed to get the event chain just right, so this may not be the final version you see in release. Now you might ask yourself, what if I'm playing Maurya and I don't want to collapse? Well, too bad, you're going to collapse. No, this good. Do not joke about this. Maurya is the most boring fucking nation in the game. Make this like an inevitability, because it's looking like staving off this could be what makes playing as this fun. The ability to get around all of this happening should not be a part of this. So a new mission tree to avoid all of the interesting stuff has been made. Cool. Becomes available when Ashoka is the ruler of Maurya that will allow you to prevent the collapse event chain. However, the mission tree will be failed if it is not completed before the death of Ashoka. It becomes available when Ashoka... Oh, when he's the ruler, okay. And then collapse will become inevitable. Quick look at the tree and some of the tasks. Honestly, I would not do this if you're wanting an interesting game. Just saying. So you need to convert a bunch of pops. You need to have a bunch of people over 60 loyalty, all of the governors. You need to have 1,000 gold, less corruption, and high popularity. You need to have 70 stability. Okay, so yeah, it's not exactly simple or easy, but it's something that, like, if you are wanting to prevent the collapse, and you know that the alternative is this cost is nothing. This cost is absolutely nothing if the alternative is this. You know? It is what it is. It might be interesting for multiplayer, actually. To prevent the Mauryan player from being just OP AF. But I would absolutely be disabling this event chain if I was in control of multiplayer game. I'm just not gonna lie, it just seems like a bad idea to have it. This mission tree will be pretty hard to complete before Ashoka dies, so it's a race against the clock to finish up the mission tasks in order to prevent looming collapse. With these changes, our hope is that Maurya will no longer be an overwhelmingly easy and stale tag to play, will actually be a bit of a challenge now. So, some of the other things in India as well. The Hindu caste laws and accompanying decisions made by Dustin for the amazing, heavily modified online. Huge multiplayer overhaul. I knew there was a term. The acronyms, you know, huge multiplayer overhaul. What I've used in the previous multiplayer game. where I was playing as Britain, is this mod. And it's great, and you should try it if you're playing multiplayer. So yeah, the Hindu caste laws have been integrated into Invictus and slightly adapted. These are available for all countries that are Hindu, Buddhist, or Jain religions. Each religion has a unique set of laws, which give unique bonuses. So you can have the traditional Varna system, grant rights to the Kshatriya, the Vaishya, the Shudra. Yep. Basically, it makes the promotion speed in Hindu religion areas like ridiculously low. Because there was very little social mobility outside of your caste. So yeah, pop promotion speed being massively reduced is a pretty good idea from Dustin. Hindu laws, traditional Varna system lowers the pop promotion speed. Citizens are happier, nobles are happier, but freemen and slaves are less happy. Grant rights to the Kshatriya give more research. Citizen and freeman happiness, but the nobles and the slaves are less happy. Granting rights to the Vaishya increases pop promotion speed massively. Ew, no, don't. Like, you have a good thing. You have a really interesting, very unique thing that makes playing in India so very different. But then you kind of go back on it and you like, oh, but you could just get around it and more by just granting rights to things, and oh, your cost is a tiny bit of happiness on a couple of your pop types. Oh, yay. I mean, that's just, I don't know, disappointing. Very disappointing. And then granting rights to the Shudra. What is that? What is that? No. 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 To unlock these 3 laws, new decisions were made for each progression of the laws. Here's one of them. So, decisions being, I think the cultural decisions, maybe? Or no, just regular decisions. Right. So you need to have open religion, which is a fairly commonly taken invention in the religious tech tree. It's cheap, very cheap. I mean, the 25 stability is the painful one there. Okay. Master Dharana there. We've got new trade goods as well. A new trade good has also been created that is present in very small amounts in India. Sugar. Sugar is only present in 3 provinces at the game start, but will play a big role in some Indian mission trees and events moving forward. So it gives food modifier and commerce income. Okay, so sugar is now an instant need. It's like dates, basically. National commerce income is like one of the most powerful modifiers in the game, and definitely you want it. So yeah, sugar is now a must-have trade good. So back to Snowlet. More beautiful backgrounds for this dev diary, but keep them for the next dev diary, along with a new mechanic as our planning has been slightly altered. Yeah, I've seen some of these new backgrounds. They're just absolutely gorgeous. I think Invictus has got a new member on the team that is a professional concept artist for, I want to say Ubisoft, but I can't recall exactly. And yeah, he's just offering up some absolutely masterful piece of artwork. I'm big fan. But yeah, I will be going over those art pieces next week. Also, for those of you who may have missed it, the new Age of Iron mod is out and worth checking out. It's made by a lone dev on a vanilla map, but an Iron Age setting. I will be checking that out for sure. Let me know in the comment section below if you're interested in that as well. We'll check out Age of Iron. But yeah, that's it for this dev diary. I think it's the earliest I've gotten to a dev diary. Probably because it's a Monday and I was supposed to be playing D&D, but that got cancelled, so we're doing this instead. But yeah, India is looking like... I've got one big kind of worry here, and that is playing as Pandya, Chera, Chola, or the smaller Indian states, has been made less fun by Mauryan collapse. Because part of the fun was going up against the Behemoth and finally beating it. And now that that's not going to be as difficult because it's going to explode, and Satavanahana is obviously way less strong than unified Maurya. I'm a little worried that may have made these guys a little bit less fun. But Maurya was the most boring tag in the game, and if you don't go with the, preventing the collapse, that looks like it's now going to be a pretty interesting game to play. It might be one that I'd actually be interested in running for YouTube. So another thing, let me know if that's something you'd be interested in checking out as well. But yeah, to end this off, if you want to head on over to twitch.tv/LordLambert_. Right now, I am streaming some of the Judea campaign that we've got going on, and it's a lot of fun. You should check that out. It's a good time. And yeah, until next time, until next week, where we look at some beautiful art, thanks all for watching, and bye-bye.